Sports fans, PB&Z Sports Chaos. And PB, we're heading to the AFC North tonight, correct?
Yes, we.
So this division is typically very hard nosed, much like the NFC North we talked about last time. It's got two surefire teams that'll be competing for playoffs in Baltimore and Cincinnati. And then you get Cleveland and Pittsburgh, which, after I looked at Pittsburgh's roster and their schedule, I don't know if they're a dog or not yet. It all depends on one Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who, as you know, I'm not high on anyway. So, but let's start out with the Ravens. You ready to get into that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ravens, by the way, they got a couple of key injuries right now that may affect opening season. They got Isaiah Likely, tight end, back up to Mark Andrews, which gives them one of the best tight end combinations in the league if both are healthy. And then Zay Flowers, who's their best wide receiver, potentially could be out for that first game. That'll hurt a lot. This team still is a solid, strong team. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I think you got to put them right up there as a potential favorite to win this division.
I got two
Um,
questions for you. And for me, the questions with Baltimore are this. Can Derrick Henry sustain? He's getting a little bit up in years, right? Can he have that same performance? And then they're going to make the playoffs. Can Lamar break his playoff jinx and finally do something great in the play? Those, to me, are the two biggest questions after those other injuries. But that's the question marks I have. What do you think?
and I think the latter is more important. I don't think they necessarily need Derrick Henry to be an absolute beast in order for them to win games. I think they can win games in other ways. Lamar obviously has proven that he can win with his legs. They seem to game plan well. They seem to be in every game they play pretty much. So I think they can win games with Derrick Henry just having a regular, you know, running back one on the team, maybe middle of the pack running back on the year. Maybe he finishes 10, 15 or something like that in terms of overall running backs.
Yep.
And I'm not saying he's going to do that. I'm just saying if he does that, the team can still win, right? He
Well, he
just
did that
can't get
last year,
hurt.
right? He surprised me.
Yeah,
He did that last year, right?
he was good. Like I mean, he was probably in the top five, I think, last year. He
Easily.
was, but the thing is, if he gets hurt and then the running game starts to diminish, and that impacts the passing game, and he's not on the field at all, then that's a different story. But if he just goes out there, you got to manage his workload. You can't give the guy 300 carries in a year, right? I mean, that's just a known fact. So, and you're right.
Wait,
They open up
they
at
open up the
Buffalo.
season. Yeah, it's the AFC Conference Championship right there, week one.
Yeah, right. It very well could be. And that's a tough game. When I went through the schedule for them, I found one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I found 9 games on their schedule that are losable games, meaning the other 8 they definitely win. So out of those 9 losable games, I think they can either go 5-4 or 4-5. So if they go 4-5, that puts them at 12-5. If they can somehow go over 500 in those games and go 5-4, that puts them at 13-4. But I have them going 4-5 in those losable games, which, by the way, are at Buffalo, Detroit at home, at Kansas City,
Yep,
Rams at home,
yep.
at Miami and Minnesota in back-to-back weeks, at Cincinnati, at Green Bay, and then finishing off at Pittsburgh. I got those 9 games as losable games, but I think they go 4-5 in those games, and they finish 12-5.
Oh, I got to do it. I'm with you on that. To me, the two losses, Buffalo week one, because the injuries are going to hurt them probably at Buffalo, and then they're going to split with Cincinnati. Those are the two definite losses. After that, the others 8. I got 8 toss up games, and I think they only lose 2 of those. I got them going 13-4.
All right. Okay. I get them 12-5. I mean, we're right there, kind of in the same spot. By the way, Vegas has them at 11.5. So they're one of the top teams in the league right now in terms of the under over number. I think Buffalo might also be at 11.5, but we'll see that in a couple of weeks when we do the AFC East. So there you have it.
All
We
right.
both have them over. I have them just over at 12. You have them at 13.
Yep. All right, let's go to Cincinnati next. And the big mystery by this, I just saw the stat the other day. Zach Taylor and Cincinnati are like 1-3 in the last 4 years, beginning the season. So that's their albatross. because they play well after they get out of the month of September. So can this team play well in September and make up that gap that they've been coming out of September with? And that's the big question. They got a loaded wide receiver room now. They re-signed T. Higgins, right? By the way,
Yep.
they got Noah Fant as a backup tight end. I forgot they got assigned him. So that's
Yep.
well. I mean, the question mark, of course, is going to be, does Trey Hendrickson sign with them? That's why they went out and got Shamar Stewart. And in the second round, Demetrius Knight, another edge player. So to me, I think they're up for a fight with Trey Hendrickson, which I think is a mistake. The sack leader last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And other than
Yep.
that, the defense is suspect. Beyond that front 3-4, the rest of the defense doesn't really scare me. So it's up to that wide receiver room, their skill positions, and Joe Burrow. And can he get out to a fast start, right?
Right. Yeah.
What do you
And
see? So how do you see it?
this should be a fun team to own, fantasy players in because their offense is going to be good and they're going to be down a lot and they're going to be
Yeah.
in a lot of shootout. They're going to be in a lot of shootouts for the reasons you just mentioned. And they better come out of the gates. I mean, they lost last year to a New England Patriots team opening day who won 4 games the whole season. So this team can't. I mean, they play at Cleveland. If you lose at Cleveland in week 1, man, that's just not a good way to start the season. And then you got Jacksonville at home. There's 2 games for them. They can go out and win and at least start 2-0 this year. Granted, after that, it's a fire. They got at Minnesota, at Denver, Detroit at home, at Green Bay, and then you can even make an argument Pittsburgh at home because it's a divisional game. They got 5 games straight there that they have to actually, prove who they are as a football team this year. And I think if they
every
can
one of
go,
those games, those are my toss-up games for them. Absolutely.
and if they can get through that 5-game stretch at 4-1 and win those first 2 and go 6-1, I think this team can win the division. If they go through those games 3-2, still win their first 2, and they're sitting at 5-2, I'm still okay with them. But that's going to define their team because after that, you got a 3-game stretch at home, including that Pittsburgh game we mentioned, the Jets, and then Chicago at home, winnable games. Pittsburgh's a division game. They get New England at home, and then they have to go at Baltimore, at Buffalo, which again, that's going to be a tough little 2-game stretch there for them on the road in back-to-back weeks late in the season.
By the way, they followed that Buffalo game up by coming home to face Baltimore again. So they faced Baltimore twice in a 3-week period, right?
I know. Yes. And I'm talking myself out of what I have putting down. Vegas has this team at 9.5. I think they can get over that. I actually have them, and maybe I'll stick because I think it's a bold prediction now that I kind of rethink this. I have them at 12-5, tied with Baltimore for the division, but losing in the division because Baltimore would win the tiebreaker. But I think this team can get to 12-5. I really do.
Yeah,
I like
that. I had Baltimore at 13, so they win the division. But I got the only 2 definitive losses I have is those 2 at the end of the year, Baltimore and Buffalo on the road. After that, those other toss-up games you just mentioned, all are winnable. You got week 3 at Minnesota, but J.J. McCarthy's only in his 3rd game of the season, right? Denver, 4th game after that. That's going to be tough anytime you play a Mile High. Detroit's back at home, so that's a plus for them, right? The Green Bay game will be tough, and the more and more, we already talked about them last time, but I'm seeing more and more stuff. There's more people in favor of Green Bay this year winning the NFC North than you and I gave them credit for, which I'm surprised by that. And of course, they play Pittsburgh and after that, which is always a tough game, right, for a conference game.
Yeah, division game. Yeah. So this team could go 7-10. They could. I mean, it's just so hard to tell right now. But I'm erring on the side of them and their offense and being healthy, producing and being 12-5.
Well, PV, I think 7-10. If they lose those first 2 games, which they're prone to do, right?
That puts a whole different spin on it. They got to prove who they are early this year. So you got them at 12-5 too?
I do, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's go to the disaster on the lake, Cleveland, Lake Erie. I mean, the story out there in the NFL for years has been if you got two quarterbacks, you got none. This team now, after signing Tyler Huntley the other day, has 6 quarterbacks on the roster. I know Deshaun's not going to play, but he's on the roster. They got 6. How do you have 6 quarterbacks Four of them have starting experience in the NFL. Two of them were drafted. One of them pretty high, Dylan Gabriel. The other guy was supposed to be higher, but whatever happened, happened. I just, and by the way, Shador's going to start the preseason game Friday night. So that says a lot about what's going to happen with this roster at that point in time. What that's the whole story right now. Cleveland's
Yeah.
story right now is the fact they don't have a
It's the
quarterback.
quarterback room. It's the quarterback room, right? And I mean, right now they're using the spaghetti theory, right? They're taking a bunch of spaghetti, they're throwing it off the wall, and they're going to see what sticks. Obviously,
In the NFL,
Shador,
you can't do that with. The one position in the NFL you can't throw spaghetti against the wall. You can
right,
do that with running back. You can do that with offensive line. You can do that a little bit with defensive line. You can't do that with a quarterback position.
right, right. And as of right now, they got Flacco on the depth chart as number one. They got Pickett at number two. They have Gabriel at number three, and they have Shador at number four,
But
which
he's
should say
starting because
something.
the other guys are banged up.
The other guys are banged up, right? And then your fifth would be Huntley, who they just signed. And then, of course, like you said, Deshaun's rostered, but he's not really going to be playing this year. So, this team is a app, and let's not forget about Quinshawn Judkins, who they drafted as a running back out of Ohio State, and is essentially, you know, in a load of crap already in the offseason, you know.
Unbelievable.
So the Patriots got the better of that Ohio State running back tandem with Travion Henderson, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so that's another, just another way that you can say this team is a crap show in all shape and form. I wouldn't be surprised if this team goes 0-16. I really wouldn't. That's how bad I think they are. Outside of Myles Garrett and David Njoku, who are probably the two best athletes on the team, everybody else to me is nobody.
Yeah.
I don't have this team. I have them at 2-15, but that's just because I have them winning two games against teams that I think could easily beat them. Like going to the Jets as an example. The Jets can beat this team.
Yep.
Tennessee at home, another
Yep.
example. Cam Ward can be informed by them, and Tennessee could beat this team.
Yep.
I think every team on the schedule they can lose to. 0-16 is my bold prediction, but I'm being realistic. I'm going to say 2-15.
I'm going 3-14.
Okay.
I got going 3-14, and my toss-up games are Cincy, Green Bay. And the only reason why Cincy, only because it's game one, and we don't know if Cincy can come out of the gate strong, right? Green Bay has to come over there to Cleveland, but I don't think they lose that game. Minnesota, Pats, Jets, Chicago. The Chicago game's a swing game for me. They got to win that game, but it's at Chicago to get to 3-14. I got them going there right now, but I don't think it happens. So,
Yes, I mean Chicago by then they're going to start to figure stuff out too. They
yeah,
got some rookies, they got some guys in their second year like Caleb and Odunze. That team could be running on some more cylinders by that time. So, yeah, I
the
mean,
only thing
giving
I
you
got, I got them beat. I got them split with Pittsburgh because they always split with Pittsburgh.
okay. Hey, guess what? The Vegas under over with this one, 5.5. How the hell does this team win 6 games? I don't see it. I bet the
I mean,
under all day on that.
here's my 8 definitive. You're at Baltimore. You're at Detroit. You're at Pittsburgh. I said they always split. They get a home game against Miami early in the year, so weather won't be a problem. They get Baltimore, which they're a division team. They get San Fran, still week 13. Weather shouldn't be that bad. Week 15, 16, home with Buffalo. That won't matter weather-wise. And then week 18, I don't even know who that
At
is.
Cincinnati. At
There you
Cincinnati.
go. So
Unless
those are my
Cincinnati's
8
got themselves
definitives.
clinched. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Unless
just
Cincinnati's got-
I don't see it, I'm with you. They could be easily 2-15.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Pittsburgh.
let's go to Pittsburgh, where to me, the single biggest question mark is the quarterback. Is Aaron Rodgers really going to be a man for a change and play the game like it's supposed to be played? Or is he going to go into a tiki in Hyundai, Indy before the season starts? And do a refresh for 3 days with the lights off. I don't know. He's the biggest wild card in the game because he's such a clown. Now, if he just plays up to half his standard, even half his standard, different story. But I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Well, I mean, they did it last year with Russell Wilson and a bunch of other people. They still made the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, we know Mike Tomlin is a good coach, and we know he can coach up his players. Their defense looks like it's pretty solid.
I mean, I'm looking at defense. I kind of really like what they did here. I mean, they've got obviously TJ Watt got signed. They drafted Derek Harmon. He's going to be solid. I love the kid in the fourth round out of Ohio State. Jack Sawyer is a football player. That's all I'm going to say. He's a football player. You get Pat Queen and Alex Highsmith at linebacker. This team is going to be solid in the
Well,
defensive side.
and Ramsey
Yes.
from the Dolphins. So yeah, I think their defense can win in some games if Aaron Rodgers can just manage the games offensively. And this team has never finished under 500 under Mike Tomlin. So what makes you think that this is the year they're going to do it when the defense is stacked like that and they have a guy like Aaron Rodgers who at least has, on-field experience? I think this team does what they do every year. They go 9-8. They maybe make the playoffs, and if they do, they're one and done. I mean, it's going to be
I'm
that.
with you.
That's still a football as of the last decade, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and by the way, they got some skill in TJ. I mean, a DK Metcalf. If Aaron Rodgers can just throw the friggin' ball without being a whiner, that's a stud right there. You don't have to throw accurate. You can just throw it in the air anywhere near DK. He's going to pull it down. I love Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, a big boy there too as well. Another guy can go up and get the jump ball. So
Right.
he's good skill players.
And they got Jonnu too, right? They got Jonnu Smith from the Dolphins.
Yeah, so there you
So
go.
they have a two tight end situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, to me, the games they got to figure out. Well, week one's going to be interesting at the Jets. Rodgers goes to New York. Those fans are going to be unmerciful to him at that point in time. They're going
Yeah.
to come to Foxborough in week 3. That's going to be a tough game. 4, I mean, these are all my toss-up games. 4 is home against Minnesota. 9 is Indy. 11 is the division game against Cincinnati. 12 is Chicago. Back to what your point you said earlier. Chicago might have figured it out by then, right? That's going to be a tough game. And then they get week 15. Miami comes to Pittsburgh. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, maybe. So those are the toss-up games. I get them 9-8. On the flip side of that, PB, I see them as potentially even being 6-11.
Yeah, that you're right. We both have them at 9-8. So we're as far as the division goes, we were off by one game with Baltimore. We're off by one game with Cleveland. We have Cincinnati and Pittsburgh exactly the same. But at 9-8, I think the chances of them going 6-11 is way bigger than them going 11-6. That's the way I look at it.
Totally agree. And you know what? It's all up to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the bottom
I
line.
mean, he's got to manage that offense and keep them in games is what he has to do. Because like I said, the defense is going to be strong enough that as long as they can go out there, not turn the ball over, run the offense efficiently, have time of possession, and score, 17 to 24 points week in and week out, they're going to win football games. That's what they have to do.
I can't see Aaron Rodgers poking on the sideline and the defense doesn't do something that he doesn't think something should do. And he has to go see TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, right? Yeah. Have a conversation with them, Aaron. All right, man. Good prediction. So we're gonna go I guess we had East next, right?
Yeah, we're going NFC East next, which is probably one of the
Boy.
best divisions in football. So
And
I'm
a lot of
excited.
controversy too.
Yeah, with the Cowboys and everything. Yeah, it should be a fun one to
All
do.
right.
So
I
we'll get
look
that one
forward
for
to
you
it.
this weekend. Yeah.
All
All
right, man. I'll
right.
talk to you.